You stupid fucking ninja. You stupid fucking nib. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ!
What a f***er.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. That's Pewdiepie on 2 different occasions dropping the N-bomb. Now before I get started, I'm not going to sit up here and act like I'm a saint. I'm not going to sit up here and lie and say that I've never said anything offensive. But one thing I don't do is call people racial slurs. People, it is 2017. And yet, people still act as if they are confused on why you don't use a racial slur. You guys need to stop acting dumb and stop pretending like you don't already know. Because if you truly think it's cool and acceptable to go out and use racial slurs, then I implore you to walk into your place of employment and use them. But we know none of you cowards will do that because you know, even if you pretend not to, exactly what will happen if you do. You'll be fired. Now, I know a lot of people are upset with Pewdiepie, not whether it's for setting a bad example for children, making gamers look bad, creating the adpocalypse that's pretty much screwed everyone here on YouTube, but what really gets me is not the fact that he used a word as an insult on multiple occasions, but the fact we have so many people defending this. We have people actually defending the use of a racial slur. Not only did this man say something stupid, this man is a racist who almost single-handedly has created a situation that prevents you from earning extra money. And yet, a lot of people are not only cool with this racism, they're cool with him creating a situation that has taken food off their plate. Like, the only way to describe you people is your cucks. There's no other word to describe you. But, you know, what happens next? You get all these idiots talking about free speech, free speech, free speech, and yet they know absolutely nothing about free speech. Look, you can say whatever the hell you want. You can be as racist as you want. Hell, I implore you to be, and to be true to yourself, because I'd rather you be a racist in the open than a racist in the shadows. Better the devil you know than the devil you don't. I mean, I've seen comments like, slavery ended 200 years ago. You need to get over it. You need to move on. Well, my good tiki torch wielding friends, slavery might have ended 200 years ago, but blacks have only recently, within the last 50 years, had the right to vote. Only 50 years. My father is only a little bit older than 50 years, and yet slavery was abolished in 1865, yet blacks weren't able to vote for a whole 100 years later. Imagine that. You being free, but you not having any kind of equal rights for 100 years later. People act like this whole thing is ancient history, like to the point where it's the dinosaurs. We don't even know. We have no history or evidence it happened, and yet, like I said, only 50 years ago did we have the right to vote. But you know what? We should forget about that. Just like the Native Americans should forget about that. Just like the Jews should forget about that. Everybody, hell, we should all just forget about everything, because those who ignore history are not destined to repeat it, remember? Look, we're getting a little bit off topic here, but there's a reason that people should not be throwing racial slurs, and especially when you are the guy with 54 million subscribers and you hold the responsibility of being the most watched person on YouTube. This isn't Xbox Live circa 2002. A lot of those words we used as kids, they're not socially acceptable now. And racism has never been acceptable, period. Throw some racial slurs at your job. Tell me how it turns out. I implore you, go to your place of employment, throw around these words, and then tell me how it turns out. But I know you won't. You try to act stupid, like nothing will happen, but you know what will happen if you go into work and you start throwing around racial slurs. Now, PewDiePie, he's not a kid, people. He's a 27-year-old man. And it might be unfair that he's under the magnifying glass, but that's the price you pay of fame. And again, like I said before, I am more disappointed in the people defending this guy and defending the racial slurs more so than he is actually using them. Oh, but it's just a word. I keep hearing that it's just a word, but then again, I keep forgetting that white people, the descendants of the oppressors, get to tell us, the descendants of the victims, how we should feel. Like, can y'all just let us live without trying to control how we think and feel for once? Can y'all just let us, live without telling us how to think and feel about things that your ancestors did to our ancestors? Can you do that for me, please? Thank you. I mean, who gave you tiki torch wielding clowns the right to tell others how to feel and think about things? When? When did it happen? You all can say whatever you want. You have the freedom of speech. I implore you to say whatever you want. I implore you to be honest. I implore you to be racist in public. I implore you to be racist at your job. I implore you to be on social media. I implore you to be honest with yourself and to be racist. Because like I said, I'd rather know who you are out in the open than to not know who you are in the shadows. But at the same time, y'all need to accept who and what it is that you really are. And y'all need to stop crying when people call you what you are. And that is what you are, a racist.